everyone, I'm Ira,
And I'm Kara.
and today we're here to discuss the topic of government and to what extent they should work to guarantee us the rights of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness.
We all know about the Declaration of Independence, and the majority of us have read the famous lines. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This document protects our rights given by the government, but to what extent should the government work to guarantee the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness?
In our opinion, it is not the government's job to guarantee us life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, but more on protecting the nation as a whole and providing us with the feeling of safety.
For example, cameras. It could be a good thing with its advantages, but once they start watching from everywhere and get into our personal messages and documents is where the line should be drawn. Britain has the largest amount of security cameras in the world. It is estimated at 4.2 million cameras. However, only 146,959 offenses out of 1.147 million were detected using cameras, so an excessive amount of cameras is not necessary. Also, according to government, they can quite literally watch ideas form as you type. I don't know about you guys, but when I read that, I felt that my privacy was invaded.
People make their own happiness, but it's the limitations given to us by government that makes it a bit harder. For example, sexuality or gay marriage is only allowed in 32 states. If that brings a person happiness and that is how they want to live, they should be given that right and not have to go to a different state just to have that happen. Another example, the right to bear arms. If a person feels safe by having a gun, that should be allowed. But a gun can and does get put into wrong hands, so that is when government should begin to get involved. Maybe more background checks on people who purchase them, like gun permits. They're on the right track with that. A quote from the Declaration of Independence is that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of those ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it. This can be put into action through boycotts or protests. People have the right to stand up for themselves if they don't agree with what the government is doing. And if they are being harmless, then there should not be anything wrong with that. The UC Davis pepper spray incident is an example. In this video, UC Davis students protest against a tuition hike, and after being asked to move by police and refusing, they are pepper sprayed.
If the government was too strong or too weak, our society would crumble. We need that balance of in between to keep the peace. If government were too strong, it would be similar to the government in the book 1984, where their society is watched 24/7 by their government. They also have to show loyalty to them or else they could get killed. If government were too weak, we would have no laws and no order, making society fail. That's why it's so important that our government keeps its balance. So overall, having government is important for us to live with the feeling of safety.
However, to protect citizens, it does not require them to be in anyone's personal business.